Hello.
Do you want Chrome up?
Yeah. Hi, Paul. See, technology always should have a phone nearby, because at least you can use that. Is it dead? No. Right, at least we're getting somewhere now. Sorry. I was obviously not destined to go live, am I? Someone doesn't want it to happen. Right. Hi, Katrina. Hi, just me. Hopefully, we won't have any problems with this one. Right, I'm just literally getting the Chromecast up and running. See, if I could literally stream from this fine, I would. But for some reason, nothing works. I'll have to get our 11-year-old son on it, because he knows how to do it. Right. So, Lancashire Police. We got this up and running. It literally should tell us what they should do each time there's an investigation because someone's gone missing. So I hope this is going to be all right for you two guys to see, because this is all we've got. If you can see, I've got 1, 2, 3 up and running, and not one of them's working. I will try and be as still as I can for you. See, I am trying for you guys to go live.
It's like nothing gonna stop us, right?
Nothing will stop us. So, for the missing persons report.
Can everyone see that clearly? Because I've got blurry.
Can you see that clearly, or is it blurred? I've just seen a video that it was reported the police had rolled out anyone in the field. Thanks, Katrina, that means a lot. Is that clear for you, or is it blurred?
You go, girl, you got your back.
What, this, the investigation process? Oh, no, you're talking about the video. Okay, well, I'll just have to read it out to you. I'll read you a bedtime story, shall I? So when someone goes missing, the incident will be recorded. A risk assessment will be conducted.
Power up the Zoom, someone is saying.
It might be my camera. Hold on. Let me just try and clean the camera. I think that's made it worse. Hi, Sen. An agreement will be made on the initial steps of what should be taken to trace a missing person. And a time will be set to review the decisions which will have been taken. Paul, don't say that to me. Are you buffering?
No.
It's scaring me. Right. Every possible reason and scenario for their absence should be considered, keeping an open mind. Oh, phew. I think it's Paul trying to scare me. So, yeah. So, every reason and scenario for their absence should be considered, keeping an open mind. Even though they have been saying that they've been considering each scenario which has happened and keeping an open mind, do you really think they have? Yeah, exactly. Definitely not. So the hypothesis. Officers in charge of the investigations into the missing people should be careful not to confuse risk assessment with a hypothesis about the circumstances of the person going missing. For example, an elderly person wearing a thin clothing who goes missing in winter is at high risk of harm. And this is the case even if the hypothesis is that the missing person has gone to see a family member. Hypothesis can be improved by drawing on the knowledge of colleagues who have experience in the relevant area. Officers should avoid making assumptions. I'll tell you what, when I was going through this yesterday, I was laughing because it's just everything that they've done it backwards. So information that's collected from each missing episode must be recorded and provide intelligence for current or future investigations, as well as a wider problem solving and safeguarding work. In cases of individuals who repeatedly go missing, professional expertise indicate that information where they went or who they were on the previous occasion may be used as an indicator of future conduct. Send it to Lancashire. They didn't get the memo. I don't think they did. Where am I? I've lost my place now. I was laughing too much. Right, first officer to attend. The initial investigating officer should begin the investigation, conduct appropriate searches and release the level of risk. Judgments made at this point may have impact on the effectiveness of the investigation. So the first officer to attend, I'm kind of guessing that's probably Sally Riley. Sally Riley didn't have a clue. God, she had Will's miles away. What chance did Nicola Bulley have? Exactly. So, from what I could gather from this is so how she started all of this off. That's how the investigation has now gone, because of how she approached the situation. She didn't she didn't look at all the scenarios. I think she just saw the river, heard what everyone else was saying, and then just assumed that she went into the river, and that's why it's all gone this way. So the primary consideration of the IIO and every other person managing the investigation is the safety of the missing person. A missing person report may be the first report of a serious crime or of a person being in significant risk of harm. If this is believed to be the case, a supervisory officer should be contacted immediately. Babe.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, it's hard to know who it was. She probably sent one of the other guys, to be honest. Yeah, she was there, or she was sat in her office and made everyone else do it. So, the golden hour. It's hard to scroll on this Chromecast, sorry. Right, the golden hour is the term used for a period immediately after an offence has been committed, when material is readily available in high volumes to the police. Positive action in the period immediately after the report of the crime minimises the amount of material that could be lost to the investigation and maximises the chance of securing the material that will be admissible in court. So, because they didn't secure the area and treat it as a crime scene, that golden hour has been and gone. Right, 2 seconds, scroll down. Responsibilities. The first officer deployed to attend a report of a missing person should carry out the following actions. Some of these may not apply if the missing person has been classified as no apparent risk, i.e. absent. Establish the facts and keep accurate records of what was said and by whom. Make an assessment of the circumstances of the disappearance in order to judge the risk to what that person and their community are likely to be exposed. All information and evidence gathered and decisions and actions should be recorded where relevant. I can't speak. And risk assessment should be included the rationale for any actions taken. So, notify a supervisor to ensure oversight of this happened immediately in high-risk cases and as soon as it is practical in all other cases. Gather sufficient information about the missing person to enable an effective and thorough investigation to be conducted. The depth of that information will vary according to the assessment of the risk. Very detailed information and lifestyle profile will be needed in high-risk cases. Lancashire Police having a golden shower, not hour. There was no golden hour. Ron was calling Penny. Penny was calling Ron's wife, and Ron's wife was calling Ron. I done that really clear then. I didn't actually do the voice.
And Ron was like, "Damn it, I'm going home."
Where was I? Consider taking a full statement from the person reporting the missing person as well as any other key individuals. For example, the last person to see them. Conduct initial searches of relevant premises. The extent and nature of the search should be recorded. So, yeah, we said about yesterday, we did say about the caravan park, Penny's caravan park, shall I say. They should have been searched straight away. So, the fact that that wasn't searched until 2 weeks later, they failed on that one. because that should have been done straight away. Then you've got consider seizing electronic devices, computers and other documentation, for example diaries, financial records and notes, and obtain details of username and passwords. Well, we all know that Paul got given Nicola's phone at the bench with Willow. So again, another fail, because they told him to go straight home with, and he would have gone home with the phone. Obtain photos of the missing person. These should be ideally be current likeness of the missing person and obtained in a digital format. So yeah, the pictures of Nicola that was put out there, I wouldn't say that was a likeness of how she was closer to that day she went missing. What do you guys think?
Was saying that they're supposed to, like, put pictures of her, like, wearing that hat or winter clothes or whatever.
It's like all the photos that was put out is the ones like from her work profile or when she was out and about. Do you guys agree with that? Look at our little fire up there. Look. Fake fire.
Just make it more romantic.
Can you still hear me okay, guys? I don't know if my chat's frozen.
No, it's fine.
Don't know. It's all coming through now. It must be a bit of a lag. See, I'm obsessed now. I'm worried that it's going to go off again. Yeah, she had brown hair in the police picture. Had gone blonde by the time she went missing. Yeah, so the photos that was out, I wouldn't say, she needed to be really hat up and clothes. The amount of photos that she had as well. Yep, and Ansel gave the description to suit his story, exactly, because it wasn't even right, was it? So, obtain details of the individual's mobile phone, and if they have it with them. If the missing person has a mobile phone, arrange a text safe to be sent to a charity. Well, that's irrelevant because we know who had the phone. This one will make you laugh. Obtain details of any vehicles that they may have access to and place markers on relevant vehicles on the PCN without delay. So, yeah. The fact that 3 days after Nicola went missing and Sally Riley done her very first press conference and got asked whether Nicola walked from her home to the field, and she said, we assume so because they didn't know whether she drove or not. That weren't her exact words. My brain's gone to mush because of all of this tonight. But yeah, so they didn't know whether she walked or drove, and that was 3 days after. So again, and was the car even still in the car park? That's what I would like to know. No, it didn't have sleeves on it, Katrina. So, and then consider obtaining any physical evidence of identity, such as fingerprints or DNA samples, in accordance with the code of practice. So again, if they had her car on day one and knew it was there, they could have got fingerprints from there and DNA samples because she was obviously the last person to drive it. Confirming the person has taken their passport. Obviously, we don't know about that. This is particularly important where there are concerns that the individual has been radicalised and is intending to travel abroad. Blah, blah, blah. Supervisory responsibilities. the thing is like, Chris, they should have checked that straight away, because, you know, her car was in the car park. So if, you know, if, say, if like your partner had gone missing, the first thing you would have said is their car in the school car park still. Or you would have said that, because, you know, it would have been the first thing that I would have thought that be checked, because if the car wasn't there, it's either someone's took her keys or she's drove off on it. Do we know if Willow went with Nicola to the school, or Nicola parked up Willow after drop off? We don't know. Like we said, there's literally no CCTV images of Nicola, whether she was at the school, which we know, obviously there's that one camera that is pointing outwards of the school gates, because there's only one entrance in and out of that school. So yeah, if Nicola went in or just dropped her kids off at the gate, she still would have been seen. Did you see PA had one of the same one in the picture of him and it? Yeah, so yeah, it's hard. The CCTV thing for us is massive, because, you know, she walked past 1, 2, 3 or 4 cameras and not one picked her up. So supervisory responsibility. All cases must be subject to active and proportionate investigations with intrusive direction and controlled by a supervisory managerial officer. Investigations, particularly in early stages, must have document handover process which clearly details the managers, supervisors who have been in direction and control, and nominate an OIC. A missing persons coordinator or other person focused on the investigation of missing person at force and local level will assist the independent oversight of the case. This specialist here is not designed to remove responsibility from general patrol duties or routine supervision. Initial report and inquiry will almost always lie with the frontline staff. Specialist units should be used to pursue more in-depth inquiries into the work on solutions. And there is a little model of the supervision. What I can do, I can try and screenshot that and put that on our on our YouTube, so you guys can have a look for yourselves and read through that. Sorry, I'm just having a drink. A bit of a dry mouth. Apparently he didn't go to the station though. Apparently the police just literally went to their house and spoke to him. Right, hold on, I've just got to go scroll down and find the other bit that's really interesting. Family support. Also, we don't know nothing about that. There's one bit on here that I really wanted to get out. Right, missing person case review process. Reviews should take place regularly, the frequency of which will determine by circumstances of the case. A detective supervisor should conduct case reviews as they have the investigative expertise. In high-risk cases, this should be done as soon as possible. In all other cases, this review should be conducted no later than 48 hours after the report is made to the police. The reviewing officer's rank should be no less than that of a detective inspector. Assumptions should be avoided, and any uncorroborated details should be challenged to ensure that inquiries are not based on inaccurate information.
So that's for them to do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, assumptions. Isn't that what they just done from day one, really? So, he hasn't been formally interviewed. They just literally went to his house to speak to him. That was it. So, yeah. So, that bit really did make me chuckle, because assumptions, that is literally what they've done, because there's as much information about Nicola slipping into the river, or evidence, sorry, as much evidence of Nicola slipping into the river as there is evidence that there's foul play. There's absolutely nothing. So, when urgent and immediate actions are required, and investigative lines which require more time to achieve or resolve are taking place, early decisions should be taken to ensure that the missing persons case is reviewed and at appropriate intervals. So each purpose of each review is to review the level of risk, including information from social care and other sources when appropriate. Check for any outstanding or incomplete actions. Quality assured actions already taken. Set new actions and inquiries in order to bring the investigation to a successful conclusion. Make recommendations about the management and ownership of investigations, and set future review date as appropriate. So, long-term case reviews. In most missing cases, the person will be found or will return in a fairly short period of time. Some cases will, however, take much longer to resolve, and police activity may be less visible to the family or carers. It is important that in these long-term cases, the family and carers are kept up to date with developments and reassure that inquiries are still continuing. So I'm trying to read chat at the same time.
I'm just trying to reply to people.
His best mates are CCTV installers. Spencer Sutcliffe, the security perm that got into the village. Exactly. Becky is always on drug cases, so why a missing persons case? That's what I said. I said for Becky's qualifications, and what her expertise are in the police force, why was she literally appointed to this case? This is what makes me think that there's something bigger going on behind the scenes, because yeah, this just doesn't make sense why they put someone like that on this case, especially when they think that she just fell in the river. way too overqualified. At 11:25, please turn up to the Ansels. He was at the field less than 10 minutes looking. He is Don't forget he got changed into his gym gear first. Becky Smith also went to college with Emma White, I heard. Ooh, not heard that one before. That's the thing, Zen. I've said this, you know, with all these speculations that's going around, and they keep saying like they don't want everyone to speculate, and they're sick of like everyone covering this case when it's, you know, she just fell in the river. Why don't they release stuff? If they wanted to shut everyone up,
shut this down.
Yeah, if they wanted to shut everyone up, all they had to do was release what they've got. But it's like they're too proud to do it. So what's that, Mr. Grumpy? How brave are you prepared to talk about the specialist SIO? Not brave. It's just an observation. I haven't been able to check it. Might be police college, etc. Interesting. Look into businesses he has on company's house. Yeah, we've tried doing that. So, the search. Let's get back to this. A search of the place where the individual has gone missing from. The home address should be conducted in all cases unless there is a specific reason why this should not happen.
What Katrina mean by saying, I still think it's to do with the other case that another or one of Paul Ansell's family member.
Is that what was his name? That went missing this skip pool. Is that the one, Katrina? Yeah, the reported person may be asked to conduct this search on behalf of the police as appropriate and proportionate to the circumstances of the disappearance. The extent and intrusiveness of the search will be dictated by the circumstances of the case, and officers should consider the purpose of the search. All searches should be fully documented. This documentation should include the reason for, the extent of the search, so that accurate information is available should further searches be required. It is also important to record what has not been searched. So I don't think that they searched the house because, yeah, they wasn't there that long. I don't think they got the information they wanted and then they was out. It's a can of interesting and dangerous worms. I could tell you Becky Smith never even knew the correct sex of Willow. Oh, that has annoyed me a little bit around here. Some people called him Willow a boy dog. Some people called him Willow a girl dog. It's a girl. She's got a pink harness and a pink collar. It's a girl. Right, let's scroll down.
Do you think I can put something here and that can, like, your phone can lean against it?
Underneath there, I've actually got the phone holder. It's got the stand.
Yeah.
I'll get that in a
try
bit.
that. I can do it. Just show me where is it.
It should be underneath the bedside cabinet. Right, public sightings. Sightings must be carefully managed to ensure that they are proper considered in context of the overall investigation. The reliability of any sightings received should always be assessed and attempted to corroborate the information. Excuse me. Try that draw.
I don't think it's under the camera.
I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. Professionals' experience has shown that the public will contact the police with sightings of the person who are being sought, particularly when there has been significant media interest, for a number of reasons. However, they are often mistaken and rarely, but occasionally, deliberately wish to mislead the investigators. This is an issue that can present difficulties and investigations in high-profile cases and can become overwhelmed by the volumes of sightings. I'll give you 2 secs, guys. I'm just literally going to put the phone in a holder because it's getting cramp in the end. I'm just going to put it down for a sec. Right. Inquiries should be undertaken to determine if there is any means of corroborating the sightings, such as closed-circuit television, CCTV, financial transactions, or telephony, which also places the missing person in that area. Adding sightings to the map with the date and time of the person was seen can highlight where a cluster of sightings have been reported, which can be further investigated. Rewards. Didn't see any rewards either for a missing person. Nicola going missing. You can really see the bedroom now. Sorry. Forensics. Early consideration must be given to obtain identification material as required by the Code of Practice. Acquiring this is a timely manner ensures that opportunities to obtain it are not lost. So the families do not have to be revisited at a later date, which may cause additional distress. Individuals can be promptly eliminated or matched to any unidentified remains which may be found. Timescale for collecting samples. Sorry, I'm trying to hold this as still as possible. The timescales for taking samples reflect the need of the proportionally against the perceived risk of a missing person. Failure to collect samples reasonably quickly reduces the opportunity for gathering them. The following timescale has been derived as a result of professional expertise. So a high-risk missing person, samples must be obtained within 24 hours. So that's another one that they didn't do. Just seeing what else there was. I did have it all highlighted on the other computer. Where there is a concern for a person's welfare, the following financial and communication data, which is accessed with appropriate authority, can provide information about the individual's lifestyle, location, and indicate where they live. That's just mean. Oh, I think everyone just saw you with your ice cream. Sorry.
They will have nightmares.
Huh?
They will have nightmares. Oops.
Yes, Steve. Ice cream. I know, Steve. She didn't even bring me one up.
Got a cold drink.
I
Be
did
grateful.
get a cold drink. This one did make me feel laugh. I think she just got her out to distract the men. A bit mutton dressed. Said yeah. So contact from people claiming psychic powers. Ooh, just showed myself. I look too messy and tired tonight for that. High-profile missing person investigations can attract the interest and people who claim to have psychic or extrasensory powers. Oh, extrasensory powers, sorry. They can create pressures to the searches to be concentrated in certain areas. There is no evidence people who make such claims have positively contributed to an investigation. It may be necessary. This is media, sorry. It may be necessary and appropriate for police investigators to engage with and manage the media during missing person investigations for the following reasons: to respond to media questions for information, to enable the use of media for appeals for information in relation to the suspects, offenders, and witnesses, to obtain information on police communication methods, and to build public confidence. Like, that has not happened on this one. If anything, they've just pushed us even further. Right, investigators should, this is a family initiated media campaigns. Investigators should also be aware of the possibility that family or friends may involve the media directly in well-intentioned efforts to find the missing person. An investigator considered that such publicity would advisory affect the investigation. This should be explained to the family and friends. Even where media engagement and publicity is not deemed appropriate, the corporate communication department should be made aware of the investigations in this case. Family members choose to go ahead and engage with the media. Friends and family may choose to mount their own media campaign, particularly using social media accounts. Police officers should support the family by advising them of the type of information to post. It is also important that the flow of informative display on social media sites is monitored to avoid negative or incorrect messages. Well, the police done that anyway. Management of this should form part of the police media strategy. And then that just goes into management of return. So obviously when someone's found, they come back. So yeah, I hope you guys understood quite a bit of that. What's your feelings on it? Sack the police and get some crystal balls in. To be honest, then I think they do a better job. But yeah, when I was reading that the other day, I found that quite interesting to read, because out of all of that, yeah, Katrina, nothing was done right. Paul, I want ice cream now.
There you go.
Have a lick of her ice cream, Paul. But yeah, nothing was done right. So yeah, the first part of they should have sealed off the bench area, or they should have sealed off really the whole field. The caravan park and Rowan Water should have all been searched, because they're in the vicinity of where she went missing.
And they should treat all scene as a crime
Yeah,
scene.
they should have, like, the whole scene should have been shut off to be treated as a crime scene. Because, like, they don't know everyone there. They don't know if they're friends with Emma, friends with Paul, or friends of anyone, you know, the caravan park. So anyone could have gone round there, and if they found anything, they could have just moved it away.
You know, there's one thing about Emma White. Basically, in life,
Chris even ever said there was no balls allowed.
they just met in 2021, Emma and Nicola. So how she get that close to her and call herself her best friend, and basically be the face of TV, of media, at the time.
Yeah, see, I think Emma, I was saying this the other night, like with Emma White, I think not in a bad way, but I think at the same time she thought that if she could get her face out there in front of the media and everything, it would help drum up her business as well. Police clearly tore up the rule book. Yep. But that's the thing. It's like, you think about how many people go missing in in this old country, to be honest. How can this case be so bad and so mucked up? I've never known it. It's like where we live. It must have been about 12, 13 years ago. Someone had fallen into a river. And bearing in mind this guy was on a night out. He was drunk. And he fell in. But they still released all the CCTV footage of him walking through the town, staggering, going into places, coming out of places, and stuff like that. They released absolutely every bit of information they could to help find this guy. Unfortunately, yeah, he was found, I think, 4 weeks later. This was at Christmas time, about 13 years ago. But they done, they was there every day searching through the town. They was searching in the river. And this river that we've got around here, it's a lot bigger than the River Wyre. That's like a stream compared to our rivers. And they are, they go on for miles, and you can see there's bad undercurrents there. But yeah, this river, look at that guy, look, he gets into the water, and then he has to go down like onto his knees.
Well, we do have like 411 channel up on our TV. This is what we're watching.
No, Chris, no, the only CCTV footage is the one that Paul released of Nicola putting Willow in the car, and then obviously getting in the car herself, and that was because he was there at the car too. But if you notice as well, everyone from Inskip, the only person that ever done an interview was their next door neighbour. Oh, you're talking about the APR. To be honest, I didn't look at that, Sen. That could have been a good thing to look at. But the thing is like... Oh, my phone's died. The thing is like... St Michael's and Wyatt, it's such a small town, like village. It's not, I couldn't even call it a town. It's so small. Even Inskip is bigger than St Michael's. 2 seconds, my phone's dying.
Oh yeah, that's true, because it's media. That was across the river through that wooden bridge.
What?
Where's that field when Curtis Media found that ball?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what are you all feeling after hearing that? What I just read out to you about what they should have done with their first initial investigations.
Then they just should stay home and just pass that case to professionals in the first place.
Yeah. They forensically checked over 700 cars. I don't really believe that there were 700 cars that went through between 9:10 and 9:15. I know it's a busy road, but it's not that busy. They haven't followed any of the procedure. You're right, Sen. And this is where I believe, this is why I wanted to go back to the beginning of things, because I think we really need to look at what the police have done, because if they had done their investigations right, we would have clearly had a lot more answers.
Literally, the
411 said, "Tell me what you think, Joanna."
I am watching at the moment. Well, one eye watching. Keep open mind. Yeah, I do like short clips. Easy to watch.
Yeah, you don't get, because otherwise, if it's too much in one go, you get lost, don't you? Forget what happened at the beginning.
Yeah, you definitely caught like few really interesting things there. And there's one could possibly be a exit.
Has any of you actually looked where the closest gym is to Inskip? Because this might surprise you, actually. They should have at least have accurate wisdom. Yeah, even that is questionable, isn't it, Carol? Yep, there is, because we drove there. We come in one way and out the other. Yes, I did hear about that. She was with a man that wasn't Paul, wasn't? Is that No, that was Christmas time, I think. Oh, no, that is Christmas time. She went missing on the 27th. So yeah, we when we was there, we googled where the closest gym is to St Michael's, and it's 28-minute drive away. So you're looking for Paul to travel to the gym and back. That's an hour straight away, and then you've got to also, you say probably what, an hour minimum in the gym. So that's 2 hours.
He starts his like work?
10 apparently.
10. I don't know. I don't know if that wouldn't be worth it, like, you know, for me to do it. Spend hour in a car driving to the gym. Well, both ways. I think I just couldn't be bothered, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I did hear about that, Sen. Yes, very true, Carol. Didn't think of that. I'd have to go onto the website and see whether we can find out if there's one there.
Gosh, if only it was possible to like book night there on Marsh Farm, I would be there tomorrow.
You would.
Like literally creeping around when everyone is asleep.
Yeah, that would be interesting. You know, because like you say, that she met Nicola, but at that time you wouldn't know that so many days later that she would have gone missing. So what are your guys' thoughts on, you know, going on the police saying that Nicola fell in at the bench? What are your thoughts on the fact that she couldn't be found? And the fact that she apparently got over this weir as well, considering her body doesn't float for 5 to 8 days, depending on how cold the water is. Katrina, EW stays in the White House next to Marshall. That sounds like American then. Let me see if I can get an image up from the bench area down to the river. I did have all of this set up on the other laptop, but
You've got everything on my Google Earth.
see, that is my point as well, Essex. I was googling up on Willow's breed, and if Nicola had fell in at the bench, Willow, without a doubt, would have been in that water as well. So I don't know if you can see that clearly enough. Obviously, I know the light's not that great in here.
You want big light on maybe?
Yeah, you can try. It might help. Essex Boy, is that the one where she kept hiding from her dog? Yes. Yes, I had that. I didn't watch it fully because I was trying to sort these laptops out. But yeah, I did see that. And did you notice her dog jumped in the water and got out as easy as anything? Yeah, so can you see this image okay?
It's a bit delayed, you know.
rolled up into a ball. I've never heard of that one. So if you notice, like this police officer, she's walking on the hill. So this is like obviously where they say Nicola went missing. And that ground, she could have easily stopped herself. And if she did fall, she still would have been able to get back out. Essex boy. So if everyone in the bench and didn't walk off, there's 100% third party. Yeah, I'm pretty much, you have to say like 99%, don't you? 99.9% sure. And I do believe that that's why this Rebecca Smith's involved.
But she's working with like what? Drugs and child abuse?
Yeah. In a fetal position. So yeah, if someone's in a fetal position, you kind of do that when like your stomach hurts, doesn't it? Has anyone on here spoken with Angela Fletcher? She did comment on one of our videos, but it's hard to believe whether it's her or not. You know, I'd love to speak to her because what she's been putting out there is serious accusations. So if it is her, that the item of clothing that we found belonged to her sister.
You know, and that place when they found Nicola, Curtis Media, there is not what he removed that, but he did find sort of piece of clothing.
Yeah, he found like a blue or blue black fabric, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah. It does, Chris. What, who is Angela Fletcher's sister? Have you seen the recent image of Anne-Marie as well? You know, when CM was at the caravan park and Quinton come out and hurled abuse at him, there was a picture of Anne-Marie was there in the background and someone screenshot it. She doesn't look well. Yeah, Katrina, so we did go up that far. We're going to plan on going up that bit further this next time though.
Well, there was also yellow ribbon on the tree where they found her.
That's up closer to Marsh Farm.
And this is where I'm planning to go in to check that tunnel.
Yeah.
Curtis was showing. I hope nobody gonna arrest me, but we have to be prepared for everything.
Take your dinghy up there and just row up the river.
My dinghy. My river is not private land. I could do that.
She did look ill, didn't she, Katrina? Considering the photos that are out there of her on this school, because she obviously works at the school, doesn't she? How she looks on the school photo to how she looks in that video, it looks like stress has taken its toll on her. I'm not sure, Essex boy. I did say, like, kind of put what on a question mark, and she just put what back in capital letters to me, so I kind of thought it was a troll at first. And then we've seen all of these other comments on other people's streams. But I was reading the ones on Mind Juice earlier, and yeah, she's gone into a lot of detail, hasn't she? A lot of detail. Yeah, I would advise to go and read them, because what she was saying, you know, it would be a bit of a crazy story to make up, and the details that she goes into, it's insane.
One of our subscribers asked yesterday, and almost begged us to read them, which we did.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I've got something of Claire's I need to read as well when we get off here. She said it's a long read, so make yourself a cuppa.
Or did she email something?
Yeah.
No. Claire, you should just make me a coffee now.
But yeah, obviously I don't want to get into the foul play and that and who done it and stuff like that yet. But at the moment, from what I can see, yeah, Lancashire Police are the ones that have mucked this case up, and that's probably why now they're going out of their way to try and cover everything up, because it's going to show how much they have fucked up, basically. But yeah, just hoping and praying to God that this inquest, the coroner will do Nicola some justice and do the right thing. The fact that the inquest is an all-day one says a lot as well, doesn't it? See, I've got my drink. You had your ice cream, I've got my drink.
Since everything happened to Nicola, there was never any case like that what drew our attention to it. We literally, I don't need coffee to stay up all night long, just basically digging up stuff and going through the same channels, like videos over and over and over again. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It just doesn't sit right with you.
If they had worked with SGI from the start, would have helped them drastically. Yes. Peter Falding, I feel so sorry for that guy. He tweeted something. I think it was the picture, not of the River Wire riverbed, but he posted a picture of a riverbed. And yeah, I basically wrote to him and said it's disgusting how they've treated him. And I hope that after all of this is finished, well, I wouldn't say finished, but done, the inquest, and people can start talking, that he will do Lancashire Police for slander, because how much they have, tried to ruin his reputation. But the fact that he said that Nicola was not in that part of the river, I believe him 100%. I believe him more than the police.
But what is actually crazy, when we was walking there by the river, lower upper field, I didn't see even one single woman walking her dog.
No, there was always with someone else.
With someone else, or just a man on his own walking a dog.
Yep, no women on their own no more.
And that's sad, you know.
Has anyone else found that they don't sleep either since this case has come out? Yeah. Did you watch that program, Essex Boy, where he actually found a bunch of keys in a river? So he managed to find a bunch of keys, and they're saying that he couldn't find a body. It's like, come on. Yes. I'm literally like, I don't know how I'm surviving on the lack of sleep. I go to sleep and I'm like, now I'm trying to do the live streams. I go to sleep thinking about what we need to talk about and what we need to cover, what's not been covered and stuff like that.
So last night we slept like 4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours
and
last
we
night.
was like on the case.
And then I spent all day today sorting that laptop out, trying to make everything right, and it still didn't work. I'm hoping the coroner, because obviously Peter Fording was involved in the case. All right, the police didn't ask him to get involved, but I'm hoping because he was involved in the case that they will still ask him for his opinion on it.
I am literally worrying one day we're gonna send kids to wrong school in the morning.
Yeah. Katrina's right. I'll go to sleep thinking about it. I'll wake up and think about it. Is anyone actually close to the area? Obviously, I know Claire is. Joe what said I actually did want to go to it, but I could just imagine that it's going to be full of obviously media, public and stuff like that, and if it comes back that they record it as accidental death, I'm worried about how everyone's going to react. I can imagine it's going to be absolute uproar there.
Well, so I think one of us could go. Just
Welcome,
in case,
underground citizen.
Just in case they're gonna arrest everyone.
Yeah. And you can imagine, like, you're going to get people there that they end up kicking off. I can imagine and there's going to be police there galore as well. Same as Mr. Grumpy. They've been on my mind so much. You know, it literally gets me very upset when I think about the fact of them going to bed, because like with our kids, you know, they like to give us a kiss goodnight. And you know, I don't know if you will feel it, but in a way that it's more of your mum that's the she's the safe place, if you know what I mean. And yeah, the thought of them, you know, not being able to give their mum a kiss, and the fact that, you know, you could see how much Nicola loved her kids. So I just think of them crying themselves to sleep at night, and yeah, it just rips my heart apart. Thank you for popping in, Underground. Yeah, it's not. It should have been a bit of a better live than this, but our laptops are not working very well. So,
but it's so weird. We do have like 4 different laptops, and we just can't bloody stream.
Yeah. So we've got the Chromebook here, which won't let me stream, and I've got 2 laptops there. Again, that keeps kicking me out. So I'm doing it on my phone at the moment. But nothing will stop us. Our phones seem to be okay there. We're our network provider where we live, we're in a village as well, and our no mobile network here is absolutely shocking. You know, everything gets done via the internet because you can't get proper signal. And our phones worked fine there. So if our phones worked fine there, then I would say that pretty much everyone else should.
But what I would like to mention as well, when someone is on the upper field, the only people who can really see you, if you're walking on your own, is Rowan Park.
Rowan Park.
Rowan Park, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's call them citizens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on putting some video up with like that side, upper field.
Yeah.
And that's what I have found last night.
Does anyone have a theory of whereabouts this potential crime sort of thing happened? Because obviously everyone's got a theory. It'd be interesting to know what everyone's is. It'd be interesting to see what the eldest is saying then. You know, she's the same age as our daughter. Did you watch the Armchair Detective last night? Any of you? Because I was on Twitter last night after I'd done the stream, and someone put on Twitter that Armchair Detective has said that 3 witnesses said that Paul had dropped the girls off on the morning of the 27th in a white car.
I think about her kids, we can reveal a little bit that we know her older daughter spending time with Nicola Bulley's sister, but we can't say nothing else, guys. But it's been verified. I would say it's coming first hand.
Yeah.
So yeah, bless her.
But that's the thing. If you look at the CCTV that Paul released, there's Nicola's car on the drive, and there's a white car on the drive. Apparently, the white car is Paul's. It does, and it does. It really does. It hit a nerve, and I think what really made me angry with this case, and maybe to the point where I'm like, because normally, you know, how many people go missing in this world, and we do hear reports about it, but how many times have you actually gone, Joe, this isn't right? For me to actually drive all of that way to go and visit the area where Nicola went missing is like unheard of for me. Oh, sorry to hear that, Sen. It must have been horrible. Yeah, and the amount of people that are literally, you know, talking about this case, and it's been, what are we now, May?
Yeah.
About 3 months basically, might as well say, and 3 months still talking about it. Literally to the point that no one wants to let this go, and the amount of people that are interested in this case, that also speaks volumes.
Well, we did have spent some pennies to check land registry, something like that,
Car.
when we was looking about the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, both of them are legally, well, owning the house. Both of them are there. They do have multiple car spaces.
Yeah.
Park.
And their house is the biggest house on the street.
And the most expensive one as well. It did cost a lot of money. So yeah, there's another thing, like if Paul Ansel was struggling that badly with his company or companies, how they could even afford that.
Yeah.
This is another thing what, it just keep crossing my mind every now and then. But yeah, you can see on the drive only Nicola Bulley car, so he must be driving this car. There was no one other cars there.
I know, exactly, Chris. It's like, I don't want to be, we've got cameras at the front and the back of our house.
And excuse me, sorry for my accent, but I'm not British, unfortunately.
Yeah, she can tell she's Polish. And we did buy the most expensive ones. We brought, they were pretty cheap. The picture that we get from those cameras are so much more clearer than the cameras of the CCTV footage that Paul released. And when you think about it, someone's got a lot of money and they've got the house, the size of the house, and the biggest house where they live. You would think that they would have installed top-notch CCTV.
Well, living that top-level life, I bet they could afford, some sort of good
high
one.
end,
Yeah,
right?
high end.
Yeah, and it's not a doorbell CCTV, it's actually cameras.
Yeah, it's just above the garage.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do you wake up saying, one day I'm going to be the mum, one day I'm going to dress up as the dad? I wish sometimes I could wake up and just be a dog and not do anything. Yeah, why are they saying it's a ring doorbell? Who would have a ring doorbell on top of a boxy garage? Yeah, exactly. But you wouldn't imagine that they would get cheap if they've got the size of the house that they've got. You wouldn't imagine that they would buy the cheapest cameras possible. They've got decent cars.
Your accent is lovely. Thank you. And what we can say, I don't think that Paul is sleeping well at night.
No.
Because there is lights downstairs, mostly late at night. So
yeah, and with friends with security firms.
Yes.
It says a lot, though, doesn't it? That's what I mean. So there's so much that doesn't add up with this case. And to be honest, I would want, if I was worried about my partner, like you, I would turn around and give them the best footage that you could actually give.
Or like my face in the morning.
I think that was scary if I not to look for you.
I'm like, fuck that, not taking the case.
But the ring doorbell footage that they say that they took on the first day, that's actually stills of that footage that Paul Ansel sent to Grizzly. He's actually driving her car now, Mr. Grumpy. Yeah, the white car, the BMW, wasn't on the drive anymore. He's actually driving her car now. Yeah, all sorts. Nothing. It's either that or the police have took it. You just don't know, do you? You don't know what's going on because everyone's been silenced.
Have you seen what happened to the guy, Dan, who went to search for Nicola? You mean that Dan Walker?
Dan Walker or Dan, the YouTube guy? Agree, Essex boy. Yeah, he got arrested, didn't he?
Dan?
Yeah, there was a YouTube guy. He was doing pretty much the same like Curtis was.
Yeah.
Wasn't he going into people's properties as well? 411. Yeah. Yeah. He got. I think he got worse than CM. I'd have to have a look.
That's ringing some bells about something like
Yeah, see the charges he
at
got.
night there.
Yeah, I need to look into. I did see a bit of it, but I'd never heard of him before. So I'll have to have a look at that. Is any of you guys going to the inquest?
Inquest gonna take all day, apparently. I've checked that.
Yeah. Someone said on there they're surprised it's not any longer.
Yeah. I was like actually looking, for the inquest list, and some of them were, well, as far I could see, taking like 2 days. Or there was something even 4 days.
Same all sorts. I think I would like to maybe be around the corner or something just to see how many people turn up to it and see everyone's reactions when the verdict's read out, if you could call it a verdict, because it's not like an investigation or anything, is it?
Well, we need to be really careful walking around. Maybe someone is actually to get in that water and just swam to Marsh Farm. Nobody would see you there.
I told you I'm not going anywhere in that river. I don't mind where it's shallow.
I've got my wetsuit ready.
See, rivers just freak me out because you just can't see the bottom.
I know.
I have to be able to see.
I don't like swimming in the rivers, but it's just like, I don't know, there's something about this case. There are things I just have to know. And I have to check them myself. If that make any sense?
Yeah, Claire. I don't think they will let anyone in, but they have to because it's a public inquest. They can't literally stop anyone. It wouldn't surprise me if they held it in like the smallest hall ever, so only minimum people can go in.
Well, I think it's gonna get overcrowded, so they might just stop people to going in at some point. But
what do you think of the guy that CM found in the woods digging up the ground?
That was very suspicious. And there was 2 of them, yeah? One was
hiding. It just seemed weird that it happened. Like he went to the area that CM said that was already felt like it'd been dug up. Thanks 411. We're literally like this all day long.
Well, yeah, I was reading that about Nicola being or not being seen at that school CCTV, and she would have to walk that youngest daughter to the gate just because of her age, and there's no way if she was physically there, the camera wouldn't register her face.
Yeah, it would have done, but they say they can't release it because of all the kids around. They can blur everyone out. I literally would walk in the water underneath the bridge where all those rocks are. It's like, if you watched the video of where Nicola's last resting place was, where she got found. I think we should all go up there and have a holiday.
Well, they can't arrest all of us, can
A
they?
jolly YouTube weekend away. Yeah, Claire. The one, there's actually a picture of me with my GoPro camera trying to get some images behind the tree. So I was obviously I was the one that had to go down.
Stay in Penny's caravan.
Yeah. Can you live stream from there? Yeah, you can.
I would have to put like electric fence around that caravan we're staying.
Yeah. Sleep with one eye open.
Yeah.
With the dogs. I have to nip my brother's dog for the week.
Claire, you better be careful, because if we manage to go there at the end of this month,
Yeah, end of this month.
knowing now that you are not like far from St. Michael's, we might just meet up with you or something and go together.
Yeah. It's either that or we can all take our tents and sleep in the field. See if Penny comes up to us. But yeah, where Nicola's finding resting place was, obviously I had to climb down to get closer to the tree. And where the river had flooded in previous times, you get all the grass, dry grass and everything. So I'm holding onto this tree, stepping down. And as I put my foot down, it was really soft and spongy. And I screamed. I was freaking out because obviously it's a lot deeper that side. And yeah, my heart literally just went to my stomach. I was scared, everything. And then I finally got down. And I don't know if you can be able to zoom in on one of the pictures, but I'm leaning forward trying to get the GoPro camera underneath the branches and everything. And I'm just literally holding onto this tree with my hand. I'm thinking I'm holding onto it very, very tightly, okay? It wasn't until I see the pictures afterwards that I thought, if I had fell through on there, there's no way me holding onto that tree would have saved me.
Mr. Grumpy, your idea with mushrooms, wheat and vodka, I don't know if this is a good idea. Then Penny could do probably everything she would like to with us, and we wouldn't even notice we are dead or something.
We have got a rubber dinghy with oars. We could take that.
Essex boys, yeah, someone pointed that to us. And yeah, it is a little bit weird, because if he was walking, well, towards or from that place when her body was found, at night, there's like pitch black around. There's no any lamp posts, light posts, nothing. So, and yeah, having a child with him, that is like big red flag. So weird.
Yeah.
Who normal would do that?
Don't know.
And it's not like he was coming back from shopping, because there's no any shops around.
No. Even the shops you have to drive to in this area. That's how, small it is. But yeah, it is. It was a strange feeling when we pulled into St. Michael's. You expected it still to be, some sort of atmosphere there that someone had gone missing, this big profile case that we've all watched on the TV and the news. And there was no signs. Literally, you wouldn't have known any different if we hadn't seen it all on TV. be careful, said you might get accused of using a candle as a body, because that's what we done with the rock to like try and understand the flow of the river, and we got
and
accused of using that as a body.
A lots of like really bad comments, but you know,
Huh?
lots of shitty comments under that.
Oh, about the log, yeah.
You know, anyone with common sense would actually know what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Yeah, no, seriously, it's like we were saying, you know, it wasn't. We didn't want to.
All right, she's coming. There's no way back now. Make sure you've got your wetsuit as well. I might need help.
Because I won't be jumping in after her. But yeah, so when we chucked that big log in, this log was heavy, right? My sister-in-law was trying to get it over the start on her own, and I looked up and all I could hear was this, and I looked up and she's dragging this big log over the start. So I went and helped her. We dragged it down the bank, and you could see the marks where we had dragged it down. So clearly you would have seen if someone had slipped. And the river was flowing to the right towards the weir. We chucked this log in, and it flowed to the left towards Rowan Water and got stuck in the bush there to the side. And it stayed there for an hour.
You know, the only point to do that with different sort of like, well, heavy one and yeah, things like that, it was just to see if, you know, they will go like same way.
You even took a big old tree branch.
Yeah, I did. You know, someone could laugh at me, but to be honest, everything we did is just showed us something which we provide.
Have you been in the River Wyre then, Claire? I'm hoping that when we go back, the weather will be better, bearing in mind it's meant to be summer, okay, that I could get a clearer footage of underwater where they're saying that Nicola fell in. I was gutted I couldn't get that.
We were thinking about getting a drone as well, just to like see the river, shallow bits and everything.
Yeah, so we want to get a drone so we can put the drone up in the air and get a clearer picture, because when
we're supposed to save that for holiday, but
I know
it's just like you just can't resist.
So when you're higher up and looking down at the river, you can see a lot more of the shallows than you can with eye level, if you know what I mean. So we wanted to get a drone and get our own footage from high up. You're braver than what I am, Claire. I went into the beach area. I couldn't go in that far though because the water started going over my willies. But I knew it was fine there. But I was literally taking small little pigeon steps to make sure it didn't go too deep quickly.
But you know, I'm not being funny now, but if she
Essex
really...
boy, ladies, would you take a wetsuit next visit? She's already got it.
Yeah.
It's my old one.
You know, I'm not being funny, but if she really would, well, kill herself like they want us to believe, she could just choose some easier way.
Yeah. They do say that committing S in water is the hardest way to do it, because your natural instincts take over your body. So yeah, even if she wanted to try and do that, you know, your natural instincts take over and you're up gasping for air. So I'd love to see the drone footage the police took just after she went missing. Yeah, same as. That would be really interesting to watch.
You know, there was one drone footage, like really long one, and like I think Eddie was using one.
Yeah, that
You
was
can't
done.
you can't find anything
No,
on the internet now.
no, that's what I mean. They've covered a lot up. Oh, you got some. She'll upload tomorrow. It's crazy how much you can see the shallow areas, isn't it? 411. I think we should join teams.
Well, no, we should all work together. If 411 or underground citizen would like to use some of our footage, do we have any problem with it?
No, not at all. You know, we're here basically just to get Nicola justice. The fact that they released that vulnerable information about her, not even knowing that she, you know, she had passed away, is just, that's what really got my back up, because that was just so disrespectful, and the family for letting them do that. Oh my life, I can't even get started on that.
Carol, we do have a small boat, but that would be like really obvious. I think what we're doing. And also about boats, when we was walking to the place where her body was found, we was looking for that boat.
Oh yeah,
Curtis was
yeah,
showing on one of his videos. It's not there anymore.
yeah, definitely 411. We do have to stand together, because it's, you know, it's the only way that if we can get the information out there, and hopefully, and I just pray that we'll be able to at least get, you know, any friends or members of the family that are holding some information back and too scared to speak, or even anyone in the area, if they're too scared to speak, hopefully that watching this and seeing that people are literally want justice for Nicola, that it'll give them that strength to speak up, because that's all we want.
You know, I don't know if there's anyone on that on our stream tonight who seeing me like lately asking about informations about Paul's ex.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So, you know, why I was doing it is just like to track that person down and maybe talk to her
it'd
or
be
chat with
interesting
her,
to see.
because who would know him better than someone who was with him, right?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if there is anything that you know, if there is a pattern with him, so to speak. Yes, please hit the like button, please, and subscribe if you're not subscribed to us. You know, we're not doing this for any other reason. We just literally, you know, I'm not one of these people, as you can tell, I'm not technical, but I just want it out there that justice for Nicola, and, you know, if we can work together, amazing.
You know, if police can't do nothing, well, if they're doing something behind our backs, we don't know that. But we are not stupid,
No.
like all of us. We can work together. I might don't see something, but let's say Mr. Grumpy will spot something important, right? Or
Yeah,
Claire or anyone. So,
you know, and someone else might be able to find something that we can't find. You know, that's why I would love if we all can work together. You know, if I could get my technical side up and maybe do a joint stream with someone, because someone like 411 or the underground, they might have more subscribers, or, you know, other people, and if we do a joint stream together, you know.
Essex Boys, personally, I don't think that, you know, he have a life in St. Michael's at the moment, like any future. No matter what, you know, inquest gonna bring, I don't know. Everyone knows about this case.
Yeah, He can't really live in the UK well, he can't live anywhere anymore because
So
this has been
imagine
covered
him
everywhere.
going even like, you know, shopping or something. The eyes,
You
everyone
ladies
looking
are
at
on the
him.
MI15, MI5 now, pushing MI6. Yeah. No, I will. I'll have a look. I'll get the laptops sorted. 411,
Guys,
and
the only like way
we
for
will do
me to
that.
shut up will be like if I disappeared from, you know, YouTube, if someone was threatening to kill my wife. I think like literally, I don't know.
You'd go home and tongue at them. You'll be like, yeah, come on then.
Yeah, I'm a badass.
But that's the thing, Essex boy. Even in the USA, this case is massive. You think about all the Americans that are also streaming and doing Twitter feeds on this. Yes, and that were literally that's in our garden.
There is the other camera. Let me check the cameras. Or maybe Paul Ansel is here.
Yeah, literally the 2 weeks. I just can't. Yeah, they can't get where they was why they're. See, I can't even say how I feel about it. Essex boy. He would literally have to have a new identity to live anywhere after this.
I can't see nothing in the garden.
That was living close. Not on top of the
on my
shed.
cheap camera, I have pretty good view. I can't see nothing.
Look, we'll show you an image of our back garden, okay? Oh. This is how clear our cheap cameras are. It's on top of the shed.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's gonna be the link?
I do believe that someone, a close friend of Nicola's, will, as the inquest gets closer, the guilt would get the better of them, and they will literally, someone will speak up.
If you are a good person,
Yeah.
and you know something like that, something bad happened to someone, guilt, and you know that because you know and you can't speak to anyone, it will bloody eat you alive. If you do
that GoFundMe, all sorts, yeah, that was set up by Emma White literally a few days after Nicola went missing. But she was asking for 100k. That is just why? When they've all got money anyway. That Heather looked so awkward next to Emma, didn't she? It's like she didn't want to be there. It was like Heather was Nicola's sidekick to try and make it look like Emma was a good person. Someone posted today about some footage. I can't remember where I see it. I think I see it on Facebook about the scarf around Emma White's dog. Yeah, then when Emma started crying, when she had that footage with the hat on, and she started crying, that Heather went to comfort her by putting her hand on her. And did you notice that Emma kind of was like, no, get off me, in the way, without even saying it? That cap needed a wash. That's the only thing I thought about. Yes, the missing tooth.
Yeah, does anyone actually believe that? Like, it is real what we saw. The missing tooth.
I don't know. But yeah. But she was hiding her face a lot in that, with that cap on. And then a few days later, she's out there with full makeup on, hair done, lashes.
Well, yeah, Essex boys, that GoFundMe, that would cover at least half of the debt
Yeah.
Coles was in, I think.
Yeah, no. That must have been, she must have had a thought in her head of going for a look with that, because, yeah, it was just so strange. That was literally everyone else is looking at her thinking about the missing tooth and a cracked lip, and I'm just looking at it thinking, you could have washed it out.
Gun club. Never heard nothing about it.
The what?
Underground Citizen said that some person who sent me this email says something about the gun club.
Oh, gun club. I've never heard anything about that.
We just heard stuff about Masons. That's how we call
Yeah,
them?
Freemasons. Yeah, or
Freemasons.
Masons as they're known as now, aren't they?
I did some little research, but I don't know. It's just like things like that you just know from like TV.
Yeah.
But
there has been some crazy theories out there, though. And that's why, another reason why I wanted to go back to the beginning. Because I think everyone's just going a bit, not like crazy as in they're just doing it for a reason. I just think everyone's just looking for any explanation to why this case is so messed up. Is that the one of Paul Ansell and his sister? Exactly. How did they get their money back? And then it changed. It changed to a low amount, and someone else in Essex took it over.
yeah, there was one guy in Essex. He was maybe somehow connected with Paul Ansell. I can't remember clearly now.
EW just wanted to go fund for her eyelashes. Exactly. That's what I thought, all sorts. I always say at the beginning, like the very first few interviews that come out, it's not because they didn't have details. That is the actual truth. Yeah, see, that's what I mean, Chris. They just made themselves look guilty. And if we could all see it, why can't the police?
Yeah, 411. I was trying to look up that guy, Tim Barnes. And I'm actually in the middle of reading about that abandoned house history. But yeah, it's going back like many years, so that is a long story to go through.
And did you see how long it took them to get the CCTV footage from the Grapes pub?
17 days?
It took them 17 days to go and get that CCTV footage. So how can they say that Nicola didn't get out from anywhere when they didn't have that for 17 days. She could have easily walked past the Grapes pub.
Yes, Carol, that's right. That's correct. We've seen them as well.
Yeah. Tim Barnes, Essex Boys. Yeah. Just realised we've been on it for 2 hours. And the hour before, where it wasn't working. It was. You know, and that's probably one of the reasons why now on social media I don't really post that much, because, you know, everyone can see.
See, I would like to talk to her neighbors. Them ones who, well, apparently heard them screaming, shouting, arguing.
Yeah.
Saying something about Paul dragging Nikki by her hair.
Pulling her back into the house by her hair, wasn't he?
Yeah, you know, just to clarify that, if that is a true or another gossip.
Yeah, I just don't know. It's just, I just can't see, you know, how every member of the public can see it and the police aren't. That's why I'm just thinking there's got to be something more behind this.
I agree with you, Chris. I think that is distraction, and pretty sorry for my friend, shitty one, like, you know, someone running out of time and they just couldn't find any better place. What will be like more obvious that something could happen there.
What the neighbour that said about that, Chris?
I don't know if that was her, that Charlotte, but yeah, it's been, there's something been mentioned.
Charlotte.
Charlotte. Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Her. Charlotte.
Oh, I love you.
You know what I would say? F you now.
Yeah, someone said about it on Twitter. Apparently it's fact. So, but then why, you know, they've got, I think there's 4 houses in that row where they live. And so they've, you know, got one neighbour one side, Charlotte the other side, and then another neighbour. Why was
Charlotte?
it only
leave her alone?
Charlotte?
Charlotte?
Why was it only Charlotte that done an interview? And why has no one else from Inskip, you know, come out and spoke about them?
We've also heard about welfare check not being done just once.
Yeah.
And that came from, I would say, good source. Which
I don't think he has a red car, 411. I literally think he used that car so he could get around St. Michael's and Wire without being detected.
Leave me alone.
Charlotte?
I will just say her from now.
Yeah, because, you know, why would they have 3 cars?
I think maybe he was using different car, you know, borrow from someone just to like move around without being seen.
Yeah, that's why Essex Boys, I'm hoping that, you know, someone would see one of these streams and just get in contact and we could do it, you know. contact the police and stuff like that, and do it so it doesn't look obvious. Oh, won't they? We have that here, Sen. Very nosy neighbours.
If that reporter knew as much as Lancashire police, I don't know if we could trust that. I think they didn't expect, like, that many people looking into it.
I think they have to also go to a court to get a gagging order, and it's not a quick job, I don't think. Do they have a scruffy fan so they don't mess up the Merc? Probably. It wouldn't surprise me in the garage.
Who knows what's in the garage? Like, they're keeping the cars outside.
Yeah. And what would, why would her Fitbit not be synced 2 days before she goes missing? When she used that religiously on her walks to track her fitness and her walking.
But see, I probably shouldn't say that, but him being engineer, that is not hard thing to do, like mess things up, like CCTV, her watch, maybe something else.
Yeah.
If we're looking, from sinister side of view.
Yeah.
Or if police really, like, shutting everyone around, they probably have our address already.
Yeah, but charge it for 2 days, Chris. How old is Anne-Marie's daughter then, Mike? Because that Quentin's quite old. Well, not old, but you know what I mean. He's got to be late teens.
See, Mike, I never heard about it. Does that really happen, or it's just
It'd
like
be good
idea?
to know, because obviously. Are you local then, Mike? Oh, Claire's already asked that. Sorry, Claire. That's what I mean. There's just so much more information out there, isn't there, that hasn't come out.
That's why open panel like that is, is a good idea.
Yeah.
It's just about verification, sorry, of everything we hear from people.
No. you know, if anyone has got any information that they want us to check, you know, email us. If you go onto our channel, under our name, it has our email address. 411, if you can email it as well, so we can actually have a bit of contact and a chat and try and set something up, that would be great. The same with you, Underground Citizen.
All sorts, yeah, I get that, but you know, in fear of what? It's just, I don't know.
Everyone's got to be in fear because they've all gone into hiding. Literally.
But in fear of what? What would happen?
I don't know. That's
How
what I
someone
mean.
could scare you that much, you wouldn't say a word.
There's got to be something bigger in that village for everyone to go into hiding and not say anything. Yeah, they could have spoke to anyone. Like you say, you know, they could have walked around that village and gone, oh, do you mind asking a few questions? You know, do you know what's happened? How do you feel about what's gone on? And there's nothing, is there?
You know, how it is now with this case, I bet if you actually ask someone, you could end up like Curtis.
Yeah.
Right away.
You know, that's the thing with, I would say probably the world nowadays. I don't want to go into it too much, but literally everything is just on a hook and string now. You can't do this, you can't do that. We're all a bunch of snowflakes now. Did you notice as well when they was doing that big media where everyone, apparently all Nicola's friends were standing on the side of the road holding those plaques up and stuff like that? Did you notice that most of them were like older members of the village? That I wouldn't say that it's Nicola's friends.
Chris, that was actually, the church was the only place I was thinking about going and just have a chat with whoever is there.
Right, guys, we're going to go off soon because I've just noticed that it's 25 to 2 in the morning.
We can maybe put some video up like tomorrow or Friday and maybe go live again Saturday.
Yeah, because the next 2 days we've got our little nephew, so I think what we'll do is maybe try and do a video or something and then plan a live for Saturday, if everyone's around, and hopefully we don't have to watch the time then either. And it's a long weekend again.
So, yeah, literally, I could stay up all night just talking to you guys, but I already don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, well done. Yeah, Mike, if you want to say something, you know, if you don't feel comfortable saying it in the chat, you can either give us an email or 411. Have you got your email up on your channel?
I know it's hard to like convince someone that, you know, it's safe here because
Yeah, they don't know us from Adam. I understand
we don't know
that.
them, but
yeah. But yeah, you know, if there's something that you want to speak about or get off your chest, you can always email us, Mike. Or if you don't feel comfortable enough saying it here, how you got the information, we would not leak anything. We are literally here for justice for Nicola. That is it. And if we get a justice, we'll all probably just fizzle back into our little caves again.
I think if you got justice, then you can forget about it. Like, have your life back. Thank you, Zen.
Thanks, Zen. That means a lot. That's literally, what we want. We want people to be able to feel comfortable here and talk.
Yeah, our videos, especially this one, when we walked that way to the place where her body was found, was really emotional.
Yeah. As you got closer and closer to it, you could just feel yourself going down and getting quieter.
Also, that field walk I was recording on my sister's phone. You can see my hands were shaky because, I don't know, it was just the vibe of that place.
When your sister got too far away, you got scared to rush.
Weather was really bad. My sister was actually checking the time, walking and checking the time, like she would walk her dog. And I stayed behind her. So when she got to Upperfield, I was like way behind because I found that cut fence. And as a photographer, I just like to, picture details. So I stayed there for a little bit, and then I've noticed there was just me, nobody around. I couldn't see my sister anymore. So yeah, I've got scared. I have to admit that.
Thanks, underground citizen. Yeah, and once I've worked out how to invite people into the chat, if anyone wants to pop on, speak, we can, try and do that. Get a few of us chatting, and then hopefully after a while people will notice that we are just genuine people, normal people. I don't want to use that normal word because PA used that in his interview, didn't he? But we're just genuine people who care and want justice for someone that didn't deserve to be named in that world.
Also, if anyone emails us and that person don't want to be named, we won't do it.
No, we won't. Strictest confidence. If get comfortable with you guys, we might actually show us faces on screen one day, and you won't have to look at the background.
Are you gonna be upside down again?
No, it's facing the right way. That was correct. I was upside down yesterday. Everything was upside down yesterday. Nothing went right.
Oh, Zen, you should see all of my notes. We have like literally tons and tons of stuff.
We actually did go out and buy a big roll of white paper, and we was going to make ourselves a board on the wall with all of our findings on. Literally, like, on the TV where you got the police and they've got that big whiteboard. Obviously, we can't find a whiteboard, but we was going to pin it up on the wall and do little.
We are not freaks, guys. It just seems like we are, but we're not.
But yeah, because you know what it's like. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but when I'm trying to go to sleep and I'm thinking about things, that's when all my ideas come up of what we should do, how we should go about it, and then I'm like,
well, we're gonna change our wallpaper. You can just write on the wall if you want.
And then I'm literally like, oh, I'll go to sleep. I'm not going to write it down now. And then by the time I wake up, I've forgotten what I wanted to do. And string connected everything exactly. I've got I've literally got the pins. I just need the string.
We are working like, you know, police officers, really.
Yeah. Well, someone's got to do the job because they can't.
I've been studying forensics, but never finished that. But yeah,
Yep,
I think
same
that
as.
is helping me now with, like, I don't know if I should call that a case. It's just a bad word. You know, just helping me to like understand everything and look into places when clearly Lancashire police never looked.
But that's the thing, sometimes it's the obvious places that get overlooked because you think about things too much and you try and find like places that aren't the obvious, but sometimes it could be right there in front of your face and you're like, oh, why did I think of that?
Yeah, Underground Citizen and 411. I do love your channels. I've watched pretty much everything on Underground Citizen already, but yeah, I just keep coming back. And like with Mind Juice, I've watched all of his stuff about Nicola Bulley at least 4 times.
I think we've literally watched every person that streamed about it, haven't we?
We've been like in touch with Eddie
Yep.
as well, so yeah, we are in touch with him. I could just listen to his voice for hours and hours and
I could just
hours.
play Eddie in the background and that will help me fall asleep. Because he's got one of those voices and how because obviously, like you said, he used to be a radio presenter, so he can, you know, do all of that, and it's, you know, it's just magical. But he's got one of those really soft voices that you could just listen to. Oh yeah, I love it. Eddie and his granddad.
Yeah, we are in constant touch with Eddie or Granddad, not
Yeah,
sure, or maybe both of them.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's like we were saying, with a case like this, because obviously where you put so much time, effort, thought, and that into it, it can get to you, and it can, you know, you start to feel like you're getting down and stuff like that. So, you know, we don't obviously mean it in any disrespect if anyone thinks that, but sometimes it's nice to have a bit of humour behind it, just to help everyone understand, and, you know, just help everyone get everything out, and hopefully everyone one day will sleep again. Yeah, I was watching him as well, Elaine.
yeah, we
Elena.
subscribe to him.
Literally, our subscribe list on this channel is all Nicola Bulley.
We start with really Armchair Detective, the real one, but I don't know. I just can't watch him anymore. Super Chaffer, he's great. He is really great. It's just like taking so long for him to like actually start talking about what he's supposed to be talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he starts, yeah, it is good stuff.
Exactly, Sen. No, I think with us all, you know, coming together and working as a team, I think we could actually get somewhere with this, because we've all got the same views.
Are you talking about me, Underground Citizen? Thanks. Maybe about
Literally.
you as well.
And me, yeah.
Maybe.
I'm the voice of the channel.
I am as well.
You just bring your ice cream in every now and then.
Charlotte?
But yeah, no, I think because we're all on the same page, you know, we don't want money, we don't want views, we don't want, well, we obviously want the views because we want people to watch it, but we're not in this for any other reason.
Yeah, I can see you just talking about allotment lane now.
Thanks for one.
Allotment lane. It is a pretty short lane, to be honest. Like,
Very short. When we heard about the stories, what had gone on down there,
yeah,
yeah, it was quite surprising how it could happen down there, because it is so short. And everything, that's the other thing we noticed when we walked around. Everything is so close to each other.
you
Like,
know, even the fields, they look so massive, especially on that sky, what do you call it?
say it again, sorry.
Sky footage.
Oh yeah, sky
And when you're actually there, if someone like struggling with claustrophobia, he could feel claustrophobic there.
Yeah, the other footpath, it's literally next to it, 411. So you walk over the iron bridge, go down the towpath, and as you get to that bend where you can see the weir, to the left, that's where allotment lane is. Literally, we couldn't believe it. It was like, oh, that's there. Oh, look how, you know, we couldn't believe how close everything was to each other.
To be honest, it could be something happening there when it's like dark and late, because they do have only one lamppost.
Yeah.
Only one. Like, is it in the middle?
Oh, I can't remember.
I think so. Well, I took pictures for sure, so I'll just have to have a look. But yeah. And there is one house definitely with CCTVs. That's the first house. If you would go from Garston Road.
They've literally got CCTV, like, I think they've got about 4 around their house, haven't they?
Yeah, well, that's a massive house as well.
Oh my God, I just literally looked up at the screen and I thought something was walking across it then.
No.
Who puts their camera in the river?
Are you still on?
Yeah.
I'm not.
I haven't seen that one. I have to have a look. So I did put ours in there, the GoPro.
I've seen today something. Someone did put camera. I'm guessing that was the place when she's supposed to fall in. And you can see, like, you know, them rocks and everything
Yeah.
at the bottom. I can't remember who posted that.
See, I did put the camera in there, but I was too scared to, like, I was literally on the edge. I had one foot on the step and Joe had me one of my arms, and she was trying to keep me from falling in, but I still couldn't get the camera down low enough, so I was holding the little bit of string on the end and got the GoPro camera in the water, but the flipping camera kept spinning, so we didn't get no decent footage from that.
Oh, I've got chat back again. Yeah, I don't know if I should be like joking about it, but my sister was wearing gilet.
Yeah, Gila, yeah.
Yeah. So I was just like saying, you know, jokingly to her that I might just chuck her in the water and see what's happened, if she can cross the weir as well. But yeah, it was funny, but it wasn't at the same time.
It's just that, like say, the only way you'd actually be able to see whether a body could get over that weir is by someone doing it. I'm gonna have to watch that in a minute then, 411.
Was that 411?
About the guy that puts his camera in the river, Street Hawk.
All right.
It's just saying that you don't get no warning at first. She thought that he fell in. We just want justice for Nicola, Mike. Literally, that is it.
See, we was helping Eddie.
You know, we're serious. We're not.
We wasn't even thinking about starting our own channel.
No.
We was providing our footage to Eddie.
Yeah, we was literally sending our footage to Eddie to do,
And then just we decided, just because Eddie's
I think
taking
then I
time
joined-
to process
yeah.
stuff.
Then I joined a group on Twitter and I started talking to people on there and I was telling about like what we found. And they was like, oh, you should do your own YouTube channel, which, you know, I wasn't really wanting to do. And then I thought, well, you know, I'll try and make the video up. And the first one, you know, people really liked it. And then I started doing the others. And literally people would then started saying about, you know, the log, it's not a body, blah, blah, blah. And then that's why I thought, you know what, let's go live and just settle a few things straight and say, you know, we believe that there is foul play. We don't believe that anything else happened to her. Foul play all the way. And yeah.
What house we are talking about? On the chat?
That house on the end with the CCTV cameras.
Oh, right.
And then here we are.
I've heard also that Nicola Bulley was owning a house on Allotment Lane, but
They lived in a house close to the caravan park, which obviously is Allotment Lane.
yeah.
I don't know if they owned it or they had the house. They were staying there before they moved into this house that they're in now.
See, I shouldn't say that probably because I don't know if that's true or no, but yeah, I've heard that at least twice.
Yeah, because that's where one of the businesses was registered to.
I think we
yeah.
know who is
Yeah.
it, Mike? Yeah.
Really?
I feel sorry for her.
See, this is what the other thing that's like we've thought about, because obviously when this first come about, everyone was covering this case. You know, every day there was new videos out about it and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, I don't know if you guys have noticed as well, but all of a sudden everyone stopped doing it. And I think that's why we've decided to go live as well, because someone needs to keep this going. Someone needs to keep Nicola's name out there. And yeah, it's just strange how everyone seems to have stopped.
I agree, underground citizen.
Yeah, definitely. Let's, you know, I'm serious about what we said about joining teams, and we just stick together.
And when we stayed there, St. Michael's, we actually was pretty much almost like wall by wall with Ron Water Park, which was a bit creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we was like in the center.
See, that's what makes it even more, you know, if they're getting threats off a certain family, what are they hiding?
You know, it's hard to put all of them informations we coming across every day, like, you know, put them together and separate fakes from like real stories, and it is hard.
Yeah.
It's just like hours and hours, exactly the same like Eddie said on one of his videos, that it's taking hours to make video and, like, you know, put facts together.
Yeah. And he really does his research.
He do have a passion. And he been contacted by, well, Nicola's Bulley family, yeah?
Yeah.
I think he said,
Or friends. I
Or
think he's
friends.
been contacted by friends.
And this is when he deleted all of his videos,
Yeah.
apart from one at that point.
No, it's just a shame that, you know, it just feels like we're fighting for someone that we didn't even know. She's just touched a lot of people's hearts.
Yeah, for one, that's what we was talking about earlier. And
It's
like,
back.
I think they have the window shut, so he can't get back.
I can hear meow.
Yeah.
Meow.
So yeah, after dark, without Michelle. Yeah, after dark, you know, it's really dark there. I would say pitch black, at least like half of that allotment lane closer to the caravan park. So, you know, with that tow path leading to the fields behind and everything, it could be place when things happening.
And everything recently, you can see it's recently been done. They've put new like fencing and barbed wire up everywhere around there now. Not so much obviously around the bench, but like underneath the bridge where you can actually get to, that's not deep. They've put new barbed wire fencing there. They've stopped a lot of people trying to get close to that river.
Oh, sorry to hear that, 411.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, 411. Never easy, is it?
Underground citizen, that is a good question, and I think we can't just cut it off now.
When
darling.
we chucked it in, hold on, I just got to move. Yeah, when we put the vlog in, I've seized up. We did expect it to move to the left. We expected it to either go out into the middle or flow straight to the right, because that's the way the water was flowing. So the fact that it actually floated to the left and got stuck in that tree, first off, that was a shock. With the weir, you know, we must admit, we was hoping that it would get stuck, but the water was so much higher that day because of the rainfall that we had. So yeah, we was gutted by that, but we'll see what happens next time. Might have to take an axe and chop a tree down, because I don't think we'll find another log like that.
I was disappointed as well seeing that log going, but you know, like people saying that wasn't a human body, and if someone drowned somewhere and then is actually floating, mostly it's in that, I don't know, they call that dragging position with your hands down and stuff like that. So it would be harder to go over that weir. Plus, water was really like high that day when we was recording it. So yeah, I was thinking myself, I know that is probably gonna sound stupid, but I was thinking about getting in that water there and just see it myself. And I'm not a freak, I'm just saying again.
Just be careful, they might start thinking it, you know.
Oh yeah, I think Chris, that was you who mentioned that earlier, and yeah, I'm gonna have a look as soon we finish the stream, because that is really interesting. Don't do it.
Honestly, we will have to have a YouTube Jolly's outing out, because if she gets in that river, I'm not going after her.
I might ask Claire to do it. She said already she was in that river.
I'll be splashing around in my shallow end by the beach area. See, Mike, I find it strange that the police were also asking for dashcam footage between 9:10 and 9:15. Why was it not any longer? Because 9:10 to 9:15, she's still up the other side of the field.
And someone messaged me, I think that was last night or the night before. So yeah, just because of that information, I was up for long.
Yeah, underground, definitely. I think, it'd be good to have a chat and, brainstorm some ideas, and put them out there and see what everyone thinks of it as well.
Just disturbed me, by the way.
Sorry. I told you, this is my stream.
You're using my footage. Should we argue now? That's why I was looking, for any information about light sighting of Nicola on that upper field, because someone pointed to me if I did the walk to the wooden private bridge, which I didn't because it's private, so how I would get there. But then thinking about if Nicola was on that upper field, there is a way you could sneak behind Rowan Water Park and literally walk to that bridge without being seen. And then that person pointed something else, how to get across that river, and basically disappeared. So yeah, I would really like to do video about it.
Yeah.
I have to check a few things before. But yeah, I think no one ever mentioned that. I wasn't really looking myself at that. Well, yeah. Just so many informations, and I'm tired, and I'm just like mixing up everything together.
So all these ideas are coming out already. It's just, but yeah, no, I think we'd have to do that. Get together, come up with ideas and scenarios.
Do anyone know, like, if she did have that welfare check on the end, if there was something in the system, or I don't know, anything that would make police come to the scene that quick?
It must have been, because any missing person, if you ring up, say if I rang the police, like you gone missing, I rang the police and said, oh, my wife hasn't come home yet, she was meant to be home like 20 minutes ago, they'd be like, well, it's not been 24 hours yet, because you're not in the system as anything's happened.
Yeah, but this is that, like really marked in the system after first welfare check?
Depends how serious it is.
Because that is still buggering me as well.
Oh, exactly, underground. I just don't get that at all. Even after being with someone for a year, if they went missing like that, I think there would be a lot of emotion.
Well, apparently Nicola posted something on her Facebook that she found out something, and then she removed that.
Yeah, that
the day
was
before
what,
she
the
went
night
missing?
before she went missing.
I was checking her Facebook before, it's gone quiet and shut down for, well, us. And apart from that Tom Barnes, I didn't see nothing suspicious, like, something what would say that she's struggling with anything. And people posting a lots of stuff, like, even, I don't know.
Yeah, see, something must have been like for somewhat like, because she was posting all the time on Facebook before December,
Yeah.
and then she seemed to have gone quiet. So something must have been going on for her just to stop all of a sudden posting on Facebook. We will, Chris. Don't you worry. We will be on it. Like I said, we're not giving up.
No, like I said, the only way I could like disappear or you is if someone like literally make a serious threat and I knew that they could do something. Otherwise, I can't see myself just being quiet.
Yeah. Don't have Skype. I could try and get it.
I have a Skype, but I wasn't using it like for years, so I don't even remember my password. But we can probably
we could sort that out. I know how to do Skype. I'm not having much luck with the laptops, but I can do Skype.
I'm telling you now, she won't go sleep. She will be bloody creating account on Skype and yeah.
And then tomorrow the alarm will go off, and I'll be like, ugh, is it bedtime yet? See you Saturday, Claire. But yeah, if anyone's got any information or any ideas, let us know via email, and we can try and get that together for Saturday or something like that.
Zoom or Teams works best.
Yeah.
Who was using Zoom?
Yeah, it was using Zoom during lockdown, weren't we?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think we are up for it.
Definitely.
Let's do it. Let's try it, you know. Do some sort of brainstorm mission.
That's good. Yeah, good night, Claire.
411, they used to live in some caravan park, did they? Nicola and Paul.
Can we vary the height with the station to see the difference? See, she was what, 5'3"?
5'3" or 4", yeah.
Yeah, and they reckoned what, 9 stone. That's bloody light. Yeah, Zoom. I think Zoom would be the better one.
Underground Citizen and 411, do you have your email address on your stream somewhere or channel?
Or if not, email us and then we'll have it.
Yeah.
Might have to get my white paper up on the wall for all our ideas of what we're going to do.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think that is a good idea, worth it trying, and I think we've got decent channels on our stream tonight. I don't know personally if I could work with anyone else from the old ones on YouTube.
No, because they're more
they
advanced.
just all going nuts.
Yeah. Evidence is hard. And the thing is, like, without going into it too much detail and stuff, emotional and mental abuse, coercive behaviour. That is the hardest one to prove because there's no physical evidence. So, right, guys, it's now nearly 3 hours we've been on this stream. Well, 4 with the hour before. So, better go to bed because it's now 2:15. But yeah, we will definitely go live on Saturday for sure. We'll spend the next couple of days getting some stuff together for a decent stream on Saturday. Hopefully it gives me 2 days to get these laptops up and running properly as well.
Hope you're not gonna buy another one.
No, I'm not. If not, I would have to nick our son's PC. That's good to hear, 411. But yeah, so we will see you all Saturday. If you guys can email us and then we can sort something out and hopefully spread the word and get more people on here and get the word out.
I think we should do barbecue on the upper field.
Barbecue in the upper field. Where's that come from?
I don't know. Tiredness, I guess.
Oh, blimey. Right, take care, guys. Sleep well.
Yeah, talk to you later, guys.
And if you haven't, like the stream, share it, and hopefully we can get some more people
know
in and hopefully get the word out there. So, right, justice for Nicola. See you later.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.